Hey everyone, welcome back. So, as you guys know, I've already done full reviews for Tron Legacy and Tron Ares. So, if you haven't checked those out yet, definitely go watch them after this video. But today, I wanted to do something a little special, ranking all three Tron films from worst to best. The Tron series is one of the most fascinating sci-fi franchises ever made. Even though it's only 3 movies deep, it spanned over 4 decades, evolving alongside visual effects technology itself. What started as a bold 1980s experiment turned into a full-blown digital mythos, and it's a world I've loved ever since I first saw those glowing light cycles as a kid. So let's start at number 3, Tron Ares, released in 2025. Man, this one hurts. My expectations for this movie were sky high. I absolutely adored the Tron world, the digital landscapes, the glowing grids, the feeling of stepping into another realm made of code and light. I was really rooting for this film to bring the franchise roaring back, especially since Legacy set such a strong tone visually and musically. Unfortunately, Ares was a massive disappointment. It's one of those movies that you want so badly to love, but it keeps tripping over itself. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot to be admired here. The visuals are jaw-dropping, the red and black aesthetic looks amazing on screen, and the production design is pure eye candy. Every frame feels meticulously crafted. The soundtrack by 9 Inch Nails is haunting and electric. It's the heartbeat of the movie, and honestly, it might be one of my favorite things about it. And I won't lie, it was awesome to be back in the grid again after so many years. Just existing in that world feels good. But once you look past the presentation, Ares just doesn't hold up. The story is paper thin and lacks emotional weight. The dialogue is clunky. The characters don't have enough to do. And Jared Leto as Ares, while intriguing, just feels miscast. There are moments where the film tries to reach that philosophical, emotional depth that Tron Legacy had, but it never quite gets there. Instead, it feels like a movie more focused on spectacle than storytelling. The action is flashy, but some of the fights feel messy or incoherent. And honestly, the film leans a little too hard on nostalgia without truly earning it or pushing the series forward in an interesting way. It's not terrible, but for me, it's easily the weakest of the trilogy, a beautiful, empty shell of what it could have been. Coming in at number 2 is Tron, released in 1982, the one that started it all. I have a deep respect for this film. It's a genuine sci-fi milestone and one of the most groundbreaking movies of its time. When this came out in the early 80s, nobody had seen anything like it. It was one of the first movies to use extensive computer-generated imagery, and the amount of creativity and innovation poured into it is insane. The practical effects blended with digital visuals are way ahead of their time, and the movie's concept, being literally sucked into a computer world, was mind-blowing back then and still cool today. Jeff Bridges delivers an awesome performance as Kevin Flynn, a programmer turned hero, and the world they built inside that computer is fascinating and completely unique. Yeah, it's a little dated now, but that's part of its charm. The visual aesthetic is so distinct. All those neon outlines, geometric shapes, and glowing suits. It's raw, weird, and totally amazing in the best way possible. You can feel how passionate the filmmakers were about doing something no one had ever tried before. The pacing admits slow at times, and the storytelling is a bit stiff, but you've got to admire the ambition. Tron walked so that, like seeing every other visually ambitious sci-fi film, could run. It's an essential part of movie history, bold, creative, and full of heart. And now at number 1, Tron Legacy. This movie is just spectacular. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Legacy is one of my favorite films of all time. Funny enough, I didn't love it when I first saw it back in 2014, but over time, it grew on me in such a massive way. Now I think it's one of the most unappreciated movies ever made. From a technical standpoint, it's jaw-dropping. The visual effects are flawless. It's genuinely one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. The lighting, the reflection, the neon lights, the way every environment feels tangible and alive. It's pure cinematic art. The story follows Sam Flynn, Kevin Flynn's son, who discovers his father's old arcade and accidentally gets pulled into the grid. That sequence alone, walking into the arcade, turning on the old machines and being zapped into this neon digital world is one of the most nostalgic and magical things in film. The characters are amazing, Sam is a great protagonist, Cora is such an interesting emotional character, Jeff Bridges completely owns it as both Flynn and his digital counterpart Clue. The villain might be CGI, but I think it works perfectly in the context of the universe. It's literally about digital contrasts, so it fits the world beautifully. And the soundtrack, my god, the soundtrack. Daft Punk's score is one of the greatest film scores ever composed. Every single track hits. It's emotional, epic, powerful, and completely unforgettable. The directing by Joseph Kosinski is incredible. This guy is seriously one of my favorite directors working today. He went on to make Top Gun Maverick, which is in like my top 15 movies of all time, and most recently F1, which I absolutely loved. His sense of scale, pacing, and visual storytelling is unmatched. The movie also tackles subtle philosophical and religious themes about creation, perfection, and humanity, especially in that ending where Kevin and Clue collide. It's done beautifully, and without ever beating you over the head with it. So yeah, Tron Legacy is my number one. It's a masterpiece to me. It's everything I love about science fiction, emotional, visionary, and completely unique. And that's my ranking of all 3 Tron movies. What about you guys? Do you agree with my list? Do you think Avis deserved more credit? Or do you also think Legacy is the true gem of the series? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love hearing different perspectives on this franchise. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.